R&B Money.
I understood that it takes balance working in this business. That means being able to, knowing that you have the opportunity artistically to be able to express yourself as an individual, but you also got to learn how to play and be on the team and play ball and play with the team. And that's a part of what gives you balance in this business that can cost you to stay in there for a long time, 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it can't just be all about you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to understand, if what I'm doing here and my level of success might impact this to help my boys or to help this group, that's a part of the contribution that you're making. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if somebody tells you to get in this group and you can never go back out solo and can never have an opportunity to express yourself artistically the way that you would like to at some point, then I get it. You got to sit down. That's a hard decision to have to make.
Yeah.
But if you're having all these different things and this is all adding still to everybody collectively and individually, it's adding to your legacy. And it's part of the journey. And it's a part of the process. My group, we fought for years, just always butting heads, always somebody's not wanting to do something, somebody's trying to do something, somebody's trying to be. We did that stuff for years and began to realize and understand that the only thing that was our real issues that we all wanted the same thing, but we all had different ways, thought we could get there, different going about it.
Yeah.
And that's what it really boiled down to. Michael and I had the biggest problem. Mike and I would butt heads all the time.
And the guy who wanted you in the group.
The one who wanted you in the group. First time, we got in the group, the first blow up that I ever had was me and him going at it. And then the craziest thing during the recording process, Ralph and I he would be in the room watching me record. I'd be in there watching him record. And then when we would all leave, me and him would go. When we all get back to the hotel, me and him would just go and be sitting around just talking. And I began to understand what was going on with him.
Yeah.
And we created a bond, man, that to this day, that's my ride or die. I began to understand. He began to express what was going on with him and the level of pressure and the things that sometimes he would have to do that he didn't want to do, but he had to do it on behalf of the group, and then feel like still you feel unappreciated, so to speak. And it was like, but everybody was just trying to figure out where they belong and wanted to understand, wanted to bring value to this group and wanted to be valuable in this group, everyone.
Yeah.
So, I began to understand all that stuff, but for years we would go back and forth, up and down. Our relationships went, and one day, man, I made a call to the one that we had the biggest problems with. The biggest problem of communicating. That was with Mike, and we talked for about 3 hours, 4 hours, and there were things that we talked about that we never discussed. And I remember saying to him, life is too short, dude. I said, life is too short. And I said, and at the end of the day here, if any one of us got a call, one of us was out of here, I'm a gambling man. And I can assure you, nobody's eyes would be dry.
Yeah.
And I said, so what you're going through or what we're going through and the issues that we have, how important would that be? If we left off of the face of this earth, one of us, it would mean shit to none of us.
Yeah.
I said, so life is too short, man. And I said, we sat down and we had 2, 3, 4 hours of conversation. Here's what I don't like about you. Here's what I do like about you. Here's what was your problem, my problem with you. We did that. And as we began to do that, something changed. We started calling each other for no reason. Just
a different type of bond was built.
Yeah, we was just like, yo, did you catch the game? Where's the kids at? We didn't. It was like everything just started just coming together, and we continued to just. We didn't just have that one conversation. We just continued to keep talking, and before you know it, I remember reaching out even to the guys, and I said, we used to call it the Republicans against the Democrats. It was always 3 over here, 2 over here. It's like, nah. And I remember having this conversation going, what is our biggest problem? And I realized the biggest problem in the group is everyone wanted to be heard. When you seem to think that you have the answers and you know the business and you know it all, here's what you have to learn, and this is what has been probably part of who I've been all my life. Even when they was telling me about the song, I'm not going to sing on the album, and I was like, okay. I realized that even if it's somebody that's saying something, they could have the craziest of the craziest idea. You have to learn how to respect the next man, and you can't be dismissive to someone when their vision or their idea doesn't match yours. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy how we choose to make or want to fight to make people see our vision, our truth. And if it ain't our truth, it ain't true. Mm-hmm. And you begin to realize that I made that phone call and I said, what we have to do is we have to begin to understand that we have to respect each other. Yeah. Whether you agree to disagree, let the next man finish. You don't you don't have to agree with what they're saying, but allow them to be heard. Yeah. Something changed. Something changed in our whole group. The dynamics. I'm talking about with all of us. To this day, I could be sitting here, you probably get a call from Ron, from Rick, from Bob, from Mike. And everybody, Ralph, we all call and talk to each other. And you would think that, well, Ralph and I will be in the same hotel and be on the phone for an hour and a half sitting there talking. And you would think, nigga, you're right up the stairs. I mean, right. Mike and I, we'll be on the phone just talking for hours, Ron and I. And it's just all of a sudden you started seeing something shift. Because even when someone would get to a point where they cut somebody off, I go, let them finish. Let them finish. You got to let them finish.
Ooh, yeah. R&B money.